It needs to be repeated over and over again that the Israeli state is not exactly being subtle about its intentions as regards its onslaught against Gaza. In preparing his people for war, the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, quoted the biblical story of Amalek, in which God commands the Israelites to kill all men, women, children, and livestock. Israeli leaders and officials have variously justified a total siege of food, water, energy, on the grounds that they're fighting human animals, saying that they're targeting for damage, not accuracy, promising to reduce Gaza to a city of tents, stating that Gaza must be destroyed because almost every building in Gaza is a stronghold of Hamas. We really could go on. If there was a hypothetical war crimes tribunal, you wouldn't need to dig through top secret classified Israeli documents to work out intent. You just need to listen and read through what Israeli leaders and officials said in publicly, which could hardly be less subtle than screaming, "We are committing war crimes," by the way, very loudly. Well, if you want the most disturbing example of the unambiguously genocidal mentality that now grips Israeli society, then I'm afraid this is it. A song shared on the website of and the Twitter account of the public broadcaster Khan News features a group of children promising to annihilate everyone in Gaza. This is not a joke. It's called Friendship Song 2023, and Khan News shared it yesterday before abruptly deleting it. So they shared it on their website and their Twitter account and then deleted it. It was made by a PR producer. We'll talk about this. And the lyrics promise to annihilate the swastika bearers. In another year, there will be nothing there, and we will safely return to our homes. Within a year, we will annihilate everyone, and then we will return to plough our fields. Now, where do you even begin here? You might think this is too on the nose, too completely unhinged to be real. Well, I have some bad news for you. Now, this comes on top of some other, frankly, genocidal rhetoric from the Israeli state and influential politicians and public figures, which I will come on to. But let's just start with this song. Brace yourself, it really is beyond belief. Now, the guy behind this is Ofer Rosenbaum, who's also running a campaign supposedly to help restore trust in the Israeli security forces. He appeared on Khan News to argue against humanitarian considerations in Gaza because our duty is to fight them like they're not humans. Again, Here you go.
יש מילה שחוזרת כל הזמן והיא מציקה לי.
שלום עופר רוזנבאום.
אהלן, שלום, תודה, שבוע טוב. ואנחנו כבר כמה שבועות משתמשים בה, והיא הומניטריה. והמילה הומניטריה הייתה נכונה בהקשר הזה עד 7 באוקטובר, כי אנחנו שוכחים דבר אחד מאוד מאוד חשוב. הבסיס של הומניטריה מגיע מהמילה human, בני אנוש. וברגע שבצד השני הפסיקו להתייחס אלינו כבני אנוש, ואנחנו הבנו שהם לא מתנהגים כמו בני אנוש, החובה שלנו, של מדינת ישראל, היא להילחם בהם כאילו הם לא בני אנוש. סתו. אנחנו כל הזמן מנסים לרצות, אנחנו לא שם כבר, אנחנו פשוט לא שם.
Again, a overtly murderous mentality there being showcased. Now, here's another example. The Israeli deputy speaker of the Knesset, that's Israel's parliament, tweeted, "All the preoccupation with whether or not there is internet in Gaza shows we have learned nothing. We are too humane. Burn Gaza now, no less." Straightforward genocidal language again, and should be considered incitement as such. One of the retired Israeli general Giora Eiland, a former head of the Israeli National Security Council, and he wrote a column in Yedioth Ahronoth, a very mainstream, supposedly centrist, relatively, Israeli daily newspaper founded back in 1939. This is what he writes. "The international community is warning us against a severe humanitarian disaster and severe epidemics. We must not shy away from this. After all, severe epidemics in the south of Gaza will bring victory closer. There's no reason why the Hamas generals in southern Gaza wouldn't surrender when they have no fuel, no water, and when plagues reach them and the danger to the lives of their family members will increase." I mean, on one level, that's unhinged enough, the fact that a mainstream newspaper will publish that. And you might think he might be retired, but that could be indicative, clearly, of military thinking, given how senior he was in the armed forces. But I think, well, he's retired. But it gets so much worse, because the Israeli finance minister, Bezalel Smotrich, writes on Twitter, "I agree with every word of Gira Island in this column." That's right, one of those senior members of the Israeli government openly endorsing using mass disease and mass starvation and thirst as a means to conquer Gaza. Open, wanton confession of intent. War crimes. Here's another example. Shay Golden used to work for Haaretz, a left-of-centre publication, and is now regarded as, I suppose, centre-right. He's a journalist with Israel's Channel 14. Now let's listen to what he says here.
לכם כל יום. אנחנו באים לעזה, אנחנו באים ללבנון, אנחנו נבוא לאיראן, אנחנו נבוא לכל מקום. תביאו בחשבון כמה אנחנו הולכים להרוג מכם, וכמה אנחנו הולכים לבצע בכם על כל אחד מ-1,300 האנשים שרצחתם, שדדתם. לא ראיתם מספרים כאלה בדברי ימי האומה הערבית. אני מעדכן אתכם שזה בא. למקרה שאתם מבולבלים, אני מעדכן אתכם שזה בא. מספרים שלא דמיינתם שאפשר בכלל להגיע אליהם. ואנחנו מוכנים להיכנס לבידוד בינלאומי, ומוכנים להריב עם ארצות הברית, ומוכנים להריב עם כל העולם ואחותו. כמה שנצטרך עד שכולכם, כולל כל התומכים שלכם, תעלו לפגוש את אללה, אנחנו נהרוג. שיהיה ברור, זה המצב בישראל, זה הסנטימנט. אז תחגגו ברשתות החברתיות, תעשו פרי פלסטיין, תעשו את כל המסכנות שלכם, ואנחנו נבוא להשמיד אתכם. להשמיד. תעבירו את זה, תריצו את הסרטון הזה, שיראו כל החברים שלכם, מה אנחנו עומדים לעשות לכם.
So he's saying Palestinians can't imagine how many will be killed and slaughtered. Now, let's be honest, this is the sort of rhetoric a lot of this you might expect from ISIS. And in fact, some of it is just kind of religiously founded. So you can make that kind of comparison. The key point, though, is Israel is a military superpower. And it is armed and backed by Western governments, including the global superpower, the United States. It has the capacity to follow through on its promises. And its government and society are in the grip of a genocidal mentality. The death toll in Gaza, compared to other conflicts, already in such a short space of time, is absolutely chilling and horrific. It is a far greater death rate than previous conflicts, Bosnia, Syria, Yemen, we could go on. And we know its government and society, as I say, are in the grip of this genocidal mentality. It's the only honest way of describing this. And that's why the warnings of genocide scholars do need to be listened to. Because listen to what they're saying. Listen to how much of Israeli society, not all, very brave and courageous Israeli peace activists, who I think will win in the end. But this is a dark period, to say the least. And the way that Israeli officials and politicians are speaking. got to take it seriously. In the same way we listen when people talk about the rhetoric of TV pundits in Russia, unhinged maniacs on Russian television. Where's the same outrage here? It's just not there, is it? Because the same seriousness in terms of Russia's brutal invasion of Ukraine, brutal on its own terms, but again, a death rate far lower than that in Gaza, that is not being applied to what's happening in Gaza with the very real risk of a genocide. We have to take this seriously. It is horrifying. Please like and subscribe. Do keep the show on the road on patreon.com/ownjazz84. Share this video to spread the word. I'll speak to you soon.